Hey, it's Mike from This Old Relic, and today I want to review some saws. So recently, Silky, I noticed, had upped its pricing. So I actually ordered one from Amazon because I heard they were upping their pricing, and Amazon said they lost it in transit. Like, all right, so I actually went and got my money back, and then ordered another one, and then they said, again, we lost it in transit. Interesting. So got my money back. By the time I went to go order it again, the price popped up, doubled. So I've been on the hunt for a replacement saw, and I think I might have found it. So this one is a Samurai. Now there's been a lot of reviews on Samurais, but they've been reviewing the fixed blade Samurais to the foldable Silkies, which it's not really comparing apples to apples. You know, it's not quite the same. I mean, at least I got so these two do have a similarity between them, and you can see the Samurai is bigger, but the Silky and the Samurai, these retail at the exact same price, around $40 now, and you're getting a lot more saw apparently with the Samurai. But we're going to see how well it cuts and everything else, and really compare the two, see which one is better. But yeah, when you're comparing a fixed blade to a folding, it's like comparing a pocket knife to a buck knife. They're two different worlds. So even though they're both pruning saws, they're very different. However, I got a folding Samurai, a folding Silky. We're going to compare them. One of them's a little bigger than the other, but they retail at the same price. Now the Samurai, I'll tell you, I got this on Amazon. It was like 44% off, so I paid like 22 bucks or something for it. Whereas the Silky, I think I only paid like about 23 bucks for this when it was cheaper, and now it's gone up in price. So I'm looking for an alternative, and maybe the Samurai is the alternative I'm looking for. Who knows? But let's go ahead and we'll do some reviews. "15 seconds for the Silky." We'll call that 12 seconds for the Samurai. Now, one of the other things you want to look at is the size of the wood chips. So this will tell you, number one, what kind of quality of cut and how smooth of a cut you're getting, not just by looking at the piece of wood. So let's go take a closer look at these wood chips. So over here, this is the Silky saw, and then over here, this is the Samurai. The Silky is actually producing larger wood chips than the Samurai. I'll talk a little bit more about what that means later, but keep in mind, Silky's making larger wood chips than the Samurai. So this right here is the Silky cut. This right here is the Samurai cut. Even by a side-by-side comparison, that's the Samurai. The Samurai Silky, you really can't tell much of a difference. The camera's definitely not picking up a difference. I would say that the lines are a little closer with the Samurai. Hey, so this is Future Mike here. And what happened was I had done my whole spiel on the saws, giving it my final review, and got to the editing studio, and my microphone battery apparently had died out and wasn't working, so I don't have any audio from that. So I'm just going to go ahead and reshoot that, because this is a lot more interesting than a voiceover anyways. So I want to we're talking about the Silky and the Samurai saws. So first off, both of these are made in Japan. And one of the things is Japan is best known for its steel. They make phenomenal steel in Japan. That's why when you have a Toyota that's 15 years old, it might have a little bit of surface rust. And when you have a 7-year-old Chevy, it's already got massive weight reduction on it. They know their steel in Japan. So these are both Japanese-made steel saws. So they're high quality steel. Now, the thing that really kind of interested me about this is, by all accounts, the Silky should have won. When you look at all of the indicators, it was made, as far as speed, it should have been faster, and it was creating larger wood chips, as well as it was creating longer strokes on the wood. Now, it was a messier stroke on the wood, but it should have cut faster. This cut faster. It gave it a nicer cut, smaller chips, yet it cut faster. Now, I don't know if that's because of the differential of the blade size. That could be it as well, but that could be a factor. But when I bought these, I bought this for me, and it's just one of the things I noticed is when I was looking at the Samurais and looking at reviews, they were all fixed blade Samurais that they were comparing to the folding Silkies. That's like taking a fixed blade knife and comparing it to a, folding knife into a pocket knife. So I wanted to get these two. They do make a size similar to this in the Samurai. However, the price point was higher than it was for this one. So I decided to go with the bigger saw for the lower price. Now, the retail price of both of these saws are the same. The actual full-blown retail price. So, and the Samurais you can usually pick up at a discount. And so that's one of the big factors on this is kind of a better bang for the buck than this. And as I go into this even further, you're going to figure it out. For all indications, this should have cut faster, but yet this cut faster. Now, it is possible my hand was moving faster with this saw than it was with this saw. It moved faster with the Samurai than it did the Silky. And if that's the case, I was just trying to cut as fast as I could, as fast as I normally would. So if my hand was moving faster with the Samurai, that was because of the ergonomics of the Samurai, not because of, the longer blade might have been a factor, but again, all indication says that the Samurai was making smaller cuts and leaving smaller wood chips, leaving a finer cut than the Silky. So basically what happens is, according to my little test right there, the Samurai beats it out on all of those fronts. Now, I do want to get into a few different factors with these. First off, the Silky, I could pop that right open. There's no lock or anything until you get to the end over here. Gotta be careful, I don't want to cut myself. The Samurai doesn't pull out. You have to actually unlock it. It locks when it's down. I really like that factor because this way your blade's it's not opening up randomly or whatever. It gets caught at something in the truck and starts opening up, and you're grabbing it without knowing it's thinking it's closed when it's open. So I really do like that. It's got a lock when you lock it down, and it's got a lock when it goes up. So the Samurai on that front I think is also plus. Not to mention with the Samurai and the Silky, the Samurai just feels more comfortable in the hand. It's better ergonomically designed than the Silky. This has been the gold standard for years as far as pruning saws, but honestly, in our Game of Thrones of pruning saws, I think the Samurai has just beat out the Silky on every single front, that you can go with a pruning saw. And doing it with two different folding saws gives it a really good head-to-head. Because like I said before, they were taking a fixed blade Samurai is all I was really seeing against the folding Silkies. People would do a variety of different folding Silkies, but that's not an accurate head-to-head. Whereas when you're dealing with a folding saw versus a folding saw, it's a little bit more, even though they're different sizes. So that's my 2 cents on it all, and I think the Samurai has put out a phenomenal product, and I believe that they might have even taken Silky out of the top spot as far as folding saws are concerned. So, well, I guess that being said, go ahead on Amazon, pick up your Silkies, or your Silkies. Don't pick up your Silkies, no. Get the Samurai. They're cheaper, they're better. Basically, I'm not being paid by anybody for that opinion. I did my own research, and this is my saw moving forward into the future. Now, notice my Silky's still fairly new. I like to keep, the reason why I wanted this is I really like the Silky saw. I wanted to get a second one because I like to keep them in multiple places. Now, I will still keep the Silky as part of multiple places. Get rid of the Yard Max or whatever the heck I bought at Menards. I think I got another one from Walmart. I can start funneling those out and bringing in some nice proper saws. But those did me well for many, many years. But my tastes are gotten a little better. I need the finer wine in saws now. That being said, I highly recommend the Samurai. Again, I still would recommend a Silky, but I think the Samurai is a better saw, especially for the money, because Silkies have just skyrocketed in price. That being said, well, I'll see you next time.